These women think that fathers are not needed in the home. The following clip was taken from Just Pearly Things, which is a channel on YouTube. I recommend everybody follow.
Maybe it's me.
I'll give her hysteria. I'll give it to her.
But it's we
Like,
tend to
having
like
sex with a guy
exaggerate.
in the station and then going back to your boyfriend and letting him eat you out. Yeah, that's witch type behavior.
The
Like, I won't
issue
lie.
is we exaggerate those sides of ourselves, and we're pushed to. And I'm not making an excuse for it at all, because I
You
agree
are.
it's not great behavior.
Right.
But it's because we've been pushed to align ourselves with one side, either hypersexual or hyperpure, and it's because it's been constantly separated over time that
Who's
we have to.
Which woman is hyper pure these days, bro? Especially in the West. What is she talking about? Most of them are hoes. Most of them have high body counts.
Align ourselves with one. I'm not
Bro, I was talking to this one chick recently. She's 25. She had 100 body count.
saying it's a good thing.
What do you mean?
I'm not saying that's good at all, but
And most
it
of them are
happens.
like that. Most of them have 40, 50, 60 bodies on them. Easy. By the time they turn 25.
And I think it takes a certain level of consciousness to be able to step out of that, which not a lot of people have access
So
to.
so to me, I just think girls like attention.
Oh,
And
they
so
live on
like
attention.
So, but I'm saying I think
They
girls
live on
especially
attention.
like we live off of attention. That's why so
They
many girls
live
are
on it.
addicted to social media, where men are addicted to video games.
Would you say
and
emotions?
so what I would say is like girls that tend to be more sexual got the attention from guys and they liked it and they kept doing it, and that
Yeah.
was like the positive feedback loop.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't realize there was consequences later. And the girls that didn't.
And because they can get dick easily, it validates their behavior. Because they can get penis at the drop of a hat, they think that, yeah, being a hoe is okay. I can be a slut. I can be a skis. No problem. Because I still got dick. I still keep getting dick. I can be annoying. I can not make any sense. I still get dick. It's a positive feedback loop. So she's absolutely right about that.
didn't do that, saw that they had the negative consequences and therefore got the positive feedback loop, maybe had a dad to tell them not to do it.
Completely, but exactly, you're
Yeah.
linking it back to the father. If a father figure isn't present to build that strong relationship with masculine energy, a woman is going to seek
Now
out that
remember, we're
attention.
not-
That's true.
from
That's
masculine
true.
energy,
That's
right?
like
it comes
daddy
back to
issues.
the father.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Men have been driven out of the home by the system, and it's done on purpose through the welfare system, where they say, well, you don't need a man, we'll send you a check anyways, whether from our pocket or his.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah.
we don't
You
need
don't
the
need
father
men.
anymore, do we?
Huh?
But that's why
Remember, we
that's
don't
why,
need the father
yeah, that's
anymore,
why
do
the
we?
father's so
I-
important in the home.
Remember?
Right? Yeah.
No, and I think I don't think it's necessarily a father. I think it's a healthy masculine
Yeah, it
representation,
doesn't
which is
have
the
to be.
problem. And I think it shouldn't necessarily be restricted to a
Would you say in general-
nuclear family dynamic. There are a lot of ways that people can get those role models.
Would you say in general it's through a father, like a man?
Yeah.
In
No,
general.
I would-
Yeah.
I would
so,
agree.
So,
I would
So
agree.
in the like, if we go back and forth about exceptions, we'll be talking in circles all day.
But then the father has
Yeah.
to step up as well as the mother.
But I think men in general, like men
always
have
the man's
issues too.
fault.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not negating that men have issues, but
But we're
like I just
generally
think
blamed
men are
for
there's a
everything.
large group of men that have no purpose because they don't have women, because modern women are side chicks.
Yeah.
Because modern women keep sleeping up
They
and
are
up and
side
up, because you know
chicks.
damn well that you
All
could
these
sleep with a
girls
guy that
I'm
would
dealing
never
with,
be
they're
seen in
all
public
side
with you
chicks,
ever.
bro.
Like
They're all
then
side
that-
chicks.
yeah, and it's that's
know
not
that.
fun,
Yep.
but it's just true. Like guys will have sex with a hole in the wall, right? Yeah.
Guys will have sex with a hole in the wall.
Not me.
And you guys,
Once
you
upon a
ladies
time,
know
I would've
that you
never
can be
fucked a
looking
fat
your
bitch,
work. You
though.
can walk out the house looking average and still garner
Someone.
attention from men.
Yeah.
Men will still give you attention. We don't.
And so,
I'm
and so the
undefeated
thing
to
is,
a
like,
fat
if we
bitch.
keep
Right.
with birth
Right.
control and the sexual revolution, it's a smaller percentage of men that are having all the sex. So that means a
Facts.
larger percentage of men are sleeping with nobody.
But
and like that's what I'm
most
saying. It
dudes,
starts with
most dudes out here are getting no box, man. Most dudes are getting no box.
the women.
most guys are
because
not
if
getting
women
any
aren't
pussy.
creating families, like then
That's
that's
historical, women set the
though, like,
precedent.
there was
No,
a study
no,
done
That's the reality.
Years
Women
and
set
years
the
ago,
precedent.
and I think it was Rwanda or something, and it was basically looking at who got the women, and it would be the chief or whatever they were called, and then they would have
50% of men throughout history, through our ancestry, have not reproduced. So 50% of our male ancestors in the human line have not reproduced.
they would have multiple wives. You've
It was
seen that
normal.
like all across the world, right? That's never changed. And they did a study and they found that
It still is normal, I think.
the first wife
Now it's even
had
more
the children
pronounced.
with the man, and they were like the best. They were like queen on top children, and then the other
Let me get my
wives
screen
who
out of
had
this
babies
female's
with
face.
a
I
powerful
don't even know if
man,
y'all wanna
even
see
if
her
they
really.
didn't have 100% exclusivity, those
Nah.
children were better off than
okay.
if a woman
Let's leave her
had
blocked.
a baby and with a monogamous man
Nothing
who
to
wasn't.
look
So,
at.
that's
So-
not just
Nothing to
in
look at
today's
here,
society.
folks.
That's literally since
You're correct. Like you're
Ever.
absolutely correct. You could make an argument for polygamy, but the difference was back then the women got resources with it. So
Right.
it wasn't like nowadays you're just giving sex for free.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're
It's
just
like
giving the
back
pussy
then
out
you
for
got
free, bro.
you might not have been first
Tinder,
wife, but you could have been
Bumble,
third or fourth.
Hinge.
Like in Muslim cultures, we had a guy on here that talked about how he had to marry each and every wife of his, and he had to provide it. They were
Yeah.
taken care of financially forever. And so I'm not.
Yeah, and in Islam, she's right. You are obligated to take care of your wife. I would know. I come from a Muslim background, but at the same time, she's not supposed to be a hoe when you meet her. She's not supposed to have 30 bodies on her. And as for, there's something called I think it's a dowry that has to be paid. Let's just say if there's a divorce or something or a split up, the woman has to be paid, but it's a set amount that's decided at the time of nikah, at the time of at the time of marriage. It has to be decided at the time, and it's a one-time payment, and it's not supposed to be forever. Like if she leaves you, she's not entitled to your money for till the end of time, which is what happens in the West.
I mean, I don't prefer the polygamous stuff, but if like someone wants
So these bitches can just leave you and still get your money and just go fuck other guys. So why wouldn't they? If most guys were given that option, we would do it too. Like if women were marrying down and marrying guys who have less than them, which they don't. But if that was the case, and you were told, okay, you can leave this bitch, take half her money, she has to pay you for the rest of her life, and you can go fuck other bitches. We do it too. So it's a system that's rigged against us, and a lot of it is done by design, because the governments around the world, especially in Western societies, have decided that they want to just run amok and do whatever the fuck they want, and for them to do that, they have to remove the men, they have to remove the fathers from the home.
wants to do it, you can make an argument for it.
Yeah.
But the problem is women are taking sex without the resources. And so
women don't like it. Sorry, go on.
so therefore they're incentivized.
Oh, they're still taking the resources. They'll just get pounded till they're 29, 30, and then on their 29th birthday decide I'm gonna find me a good man to use for his resources, and that's what they do, man.
To get a kid off
So
of a
watch
rich
out for
guy.
these hoes.
Women don't understand
Yeah.
that you set the standard.
Yeah.
Okay, for men to have sex. Okay.
Absolutely.
And because men generally, as much as men even
Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships.
no, we're quite simple creatures. Yeah. If the
Yeah, we
pussy's
don't want
there,
much.
we'll go for it.
We don't want
Yeah.
much,
Okay.
bro.
And if
Yeah.
you have to understand that
Just be
if
pretty
you're
and don't
giving
be
it
a
away
cunt.
for free,
Those
like
are the
literally,
requirements.
I can download the app right now.
And the second
right?
one's optional.
And in an hour, I can have sex. Like sex is so readily available from women, yeah, that men no longer have to work for it. If men had to work for sex, yeah, we wouldn't have half of the problems that we're
Exactly.
having
Like,
right now.
it's-
But
Yeah.
the thing is, women are giving away their vaginas so readily, so easily that men are like, oh well, I don't have to work for it. Like what the hell?
Exactly.
And women.
And then we'll scream men are trash, but
Men are
like
trash.
we set the standard.
Yeah, you
Like,
have to
you're giving
leverage
away your
sexual access
vaginas.
to get
Men would do-
commitment.
yeah.
That's what it is. You need to leverage sexual access to get commitment.
Right.
Just like a man, leverages like his commitment or his resources, whether that's physical protection, emotional security, or financial security, in order to gain access. Like you need to do, or women need to do a better job of leveraging sexual access to get commitment. Because if you're giving it away for free, then why am I going to commit? I can get it for
Exactly.
free.
Oh, exactly.
And then you go on a talk show.
And especially knowing that you've slept around, I'm not gonna commit to you. Like I'm not gonna commit to a woman who's already given her body away to 30, 40, 50 people. Like, how am I gonna feel special if I'm number 52? But a lot of these hoes don't seem to understand that, man. Feminism has ruined society. It really has.
On a dating show with a guy that's just had sex with you, right, in the morning, talking about, oh yeah, you know what, I want to date a guy. What, you just had a penis inside you, like, because your vagina is so readily available, Yeah, you have to understand. Seriously, I think women need to understand.
Yeah,
you are making your
don't
vaginas
understand.
too readily available, okay? And
They
then you
don't want to
cannot now
understand.
complain that men are trash, because the bottom line is, if you
It's never their fault, bro. It's always the man's fault. We're always blamed for everything. We're blamed for their poor choices, poor decisions.
don't set
everything.
the standard, if
It's
you don't set the
always our
precedent,
fault.
because men will die through fire for pussy. I'm telling you, right?
Yep.
They will die through fire for pussy. I'm telling. Ish knows,
No,
right?
Dave has a song. Don't die for nyash.
Yeah, but I'm saying, right, exactly. But the thing
Most
is,
men
if,
would.
if you make it less red, because like I said, if Dave Chappelle said, if pussy was a stock, right, it would plummet. It would be plummeting right now because the market has been flooded with it, right? So you have to understand that if you flood the market with something, it no longer becomes precious.
I think it's a bit of laziness.
It no
really.
longer becomes precious.
I think
And that's why vagina's not precious anymore.
But
It's like
why
it's
is there a
everywhere.
need for it?
But that's too logical for them to understand, bro. They like you're trying to explain inflation to them, and these are like basic hoes with like some lame college degree. They're not gonna understand, bro.
To be precious. Why isn't it like, oh,
So
men have been
so
given
that
their
men can
dicks out
commit
there.
to you.
There's not if you want to be a
dirty
side chick.
But if you want
fine.
guys to commit
But
to you, then they need
You
to
don't think
value
you
you.
don't
right?
you don't think your body's precious?
I think my body's precious. Sex is sex. It's something to do because you want to enjoy it. It's not because, oh, hey, this is like, what is this guy going to give me? So I'm going to give him this. It's just like, oh, I don't know. One day I might want to have sex. I'll do it.
She is a mega slut, bro. Only mega hoes say shit like this. So if your girl says stuff like that, run. I was dating this one chick, and then she started talking like that, and at that time I wasn't as good as I am today picking up these things. But later I found out that she was a major hoe in her past. And so eventually I just dumped her.
I don't know. I don't
And
know
she
about
talked
that.
like
You
this.
can create.
Oh, well, I don't know. I just felt like having sex, so I fucked that guy in the club. Well, then that means you're a mega hoe, and you're not worthy of my commitment.
Life
But,
from
like,
sex.
Talk it into your
Yeah.
mic a little closer. Yeah.
I prefer like you're
You're
not having
not
sex with
worthy
me.
of riding in the Benz and enjoying these views behind me.
Like as a woman, personally, like you can just go
This
out
is the same bitch who's gonna be like, oh, where have all the good men gone when she's 35, 40?
and be like, I want to have sex.
They don't
But, like,
want you.
If I like, definitely treat me like a princess first. Like,
Look at this bitch, bro. Treat me like a princess first. And this is the fucking mentality of these basic ass hoes. They've watched so many Disney movies that they all think that they're all princesses now and they all deserve to be treated as such. And look at this female. She's like, really? I'm going to be generous because I'm always generous with these ratings. Because like my intention is not to offend these people, but like to be realistic with them. Like this bitch is a 4. Really? Okay, let's just say 5, but I think she's really a 4. Okay, fuck it. She's a 4.
like
This 4 talking about how you need to treat me like a princess. And their brains are ruined by Walt Disney and Instagram and TikTok. It's messed with their heads, bro. They all think they're princesses.
don't just like you can't just enter and leave. Like I think I don't want that.
You can't.
But the most of the guys they go for, they do that exactly. They enter and they leave because they pick guys who are so above them, especially on Tinder. Like they pick guys who are way out of their league. The guy does not want anything from them but sex. The females would want more because they always want more. But the guy pumps and dumps, and that's why all their brains are also so screwed up, and that's why their expectations are so high from what they want in a man and what they think they can get long term.
Just go down to the gas station and have sex with me and I go back to my boyfriend.
But,
yes,
like-
we can.
Yes, yeah. Some women are fine with that, and that's their prerogative. And I don't think you should. You shouldn't control women who want to do that and like
Bro, nobody's
make them
trying to
feel
control
bad about
you.
it because that's
We're
you know
just
there's a lot of
pointing out
people with kink
We're
that.
just pointing out your dumb behavior. I don't want to personally control any woman. We're just pointing out the bullshit that comes out of your mouth when you guys talk. That's all that it is to it. Nobody's trying to control women. We're not trying to fucking put y'all in chains.
and like
None of that.
like make them feel bad about it.
We're just pointing out that y'all are dumb bitches. That's
Because
all
that's
I'm doing.
you know there's
That's
a
all-
lot of people with
that's
kinks
all
out
all it
there,
is.
men and women involved who are like into that. But there's
It's
a lot
not
of
like
women who are
anyone's
not.
trying to
so
make
you
them
can't
feel
really
bad about
group
it.
all women to be like you're all slags.
So do you have this? Do you have this same?
Generally, most of the women in the West are slags. They fucked around. They fuck shamelessly, they have no shame. Sarah Garvey, the dude on the left, he was talking about a woman who she was already a baby mama. She's already a single mom. Then she had a second kid with some one night stand guy, and because it was her birthday. And now she was on their show talking about how she wants a commitment from a good man and blah 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 blah. And the guy was still in the background, the one night stand that she had the baby with. And this is women now, man. This is how shameless they are, and that's all we're doing here. We're pointing out the bullshit. We're not trying to control anybody.
Do you have the same energy for men that don't want to date girls with high body counts? Do you have the same energy? Like, that's your prerogative. You're allowed to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Or because a lot of times what I see, because a lot of times what I see is like there'll be things like slut shaming and like shaming language when men want to have standards.
But
Yeah,
it's also
exactly.
like, I don't think if you're a woman who doesn't sleep around a lot, I don't think you would want to date a man who sleeps around a lot. I think you just probably...
No, men and women are not the same. Women actually would rather prefer a guy that has a lot of experience versus none.
find
Men
someone
and
who's
women are
on...
not the same. These bitches, they all always give generic advice. It's not what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And we're men and women are not the same.
your level of shagging.
Yeah,
No.
but a guy,
Men would rather have purity. We'd rather have a chick that hasn't been with a lot of guys. But if women were given the choice between a virgin man or a man who slept with a lot of chicks, they'd pick the man who slept with a lot of chicks. Facts.
guy who sleeps around a lot is definitely a guy who's provided value to a particular extent, because the vast majority of guys can't do that. You know, this is the apex
Women
fallacy.
are attracted to men
You know?
with sexual experience.
Exactly, like because you deal with the best guys, you think all guys are like that, whereas the reality is that's a very
exactly what I
minute
was
percentage of men.
Exactly what I was saying, bro. And that's the end of this video. The channel is Just
Don't-
Pearly Things. People should give it a follow. Pearl is out here telling the truth, and she's one of the few women on YouTube just spitting facts every day. So give her channel a follow. And this is another episode of Player's Perspective. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. This is another episode of Player's Perspective. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. These women think that fathers are not needed in the home. The following clip was taken from Just Pearly Things, which is a channel on YouTube. I recommend everybody follow.
Maybe it's me.
I'll give her hysteria. I'll give it to her.
But we tend to
having sex with a guy
exaggerate.
in the station and then going back to your boyfriend and letting him eat you out. Yeah, that's witch
The
type behavior.
the
Like, I won't
issue
lie.
is we exaggerate those sides of ourselves, and we're pushed to. And I'm not making an excuse for it.
Behavior, like, in the station and then going back to your boyfriend and letting him eat
We tend to
having sex with a guy
exaggerate.
in the station and then going back to your boyfriend and letting him eat you out. Yeah, that's witch
The
type behavior.
issue
Like, I won't lie.
is we exaggerate those sides of ourselves, and
Never a woman's fault, of course. Why would you ever assume that?
That many a women have very
Daddy issues?
Daddy issues. Are you aware of this?
Of course.
Well, maybe that's why you have such good upbringing and why you're